Namaste everyone.
Namaste.
Nice to see you all here. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. The sun god is happy and also the god of the rain. Both needs to be happy to have a day like this. I'll give you a quick introduction about myself. I am Puneet Dixit. I am the founder of Higher Self Yoga. I come from a yogic family in India and I've been doing yoga and meditation since I was 10 years old. I have published 3 books. One of my recent book which got published just this year is Life Force Energy, which tells about how the life force energy moves across our body, what are the different sources of life force energy, how we input the life force energy into our body, and how we are using that life force energy to create the reality around us. The life that we are living is based on the universal life force energy that is flowing through all of us all the time. So this is my book which got recently published, and this is me with Jack Cornfield. Most of you would know Jack. He's the founder of the Chicken Soup for Soul series. And now about the class today. So raise your hand if you want to live with more energy. Wonderful, thank you. And raise your hand if you want to live with more love and happiness. Wonderful, lovely, thank you very much. So as you can guess now, this talk, this small lecture and followed by a small meditation is about the energy of love, the energy of your higher self, also called as life force energy. And this energy flows through us in the form of prana or chi or ki or life force energy in English, whatever way you want to call it. We all have an energy body. We have this physical body which is called as the Annamaya Kosh in yoga, and we also have an energy body which is an energetic twin of the physical body. This is called as the Pranmaya Kosh, which is the body of energy. Prana is energy, Pranmaya Kosh is the body of energy. And it is the Pranmaya Kosh that is responsible for us to be alive. We are alive because of the energy which is flowing through us. This energy body has thousands of meridians, and there are lots of holistic sciences and holistic themes like acupressure, acupuncture, which utilize the meridians to remove the blockages and to provide you holistic healing. And within this energy body, we have the 7 energy vortices, it's in here, or the 7 chakras, as you would have heard about. Raise your hand if you have heard about chakras. Wonderful. So almost everyone knows about chakras. So what are these chakras? These chakras are the energy vortices from which the life force energy is flowing into our body, and each chakra is an opening which allows the energy of a particular frequency to enter into our system. So 7 chakras are allowing the energy of 7 different frequencies to enter into our system, and that's what makes each of us different. That's what makes each of us resonate with the different personality, different feelings, different emotions that we have. The base chakra or the first chakra is the Mooladhara chakra. Can you repeat after me? Mooladhara chakra. Very nice. So Mooladhara chakra is the root chakra. This is located at the base of the spine. So if you touch your tailbone at the back and just try to feel the energy, and just repeat once again, Mooladhara chakra. Very, very nice. So this is the root chakra. This is the chakra where the energy of grounding, the energy which is responsible for survival, is entering into our system. Then the second chakra is called Sometimes it's called as the sacral plexus, sometimes it's also called as the sex center. This is the Swadhisthana chakra in the yogic terminology. Swadhisthana chakra is located 3 inches below the navel. So if you touch 3 inches below the navel, so if you repeat after me, Swadhisthana chakra. Swadhisthana chakra. Very, very nice. So Swadhisthana chakra is the energy center where the energy of pleasure, the energy of emotions, it's also called as the center of emotion, it is entering through this center and flowing across all our system. If the energy is blocked here, or if the energy is, if it is overactive, then you either lack in having pleasure in your life, or you are very indulgent in the pleasure center. So that's why all these chakras, the flow of energy needs to be balanced. It should not be underactive, it should not be overactive. Then comes the third chakra. This is the Manipura chakra. If you repeat after me, Manipura. Very nice. So Manipur chakra is also called as the power center or the fire center. It is the center from where we get the energy is entering in the form of power, the center of ego, and the center of leadership. All these personalities are because of the Manipur chakra. The location of this chakra is in your navel. So if you touch your navel and if you repeat after me, Manipuri chakra. Very, very nice. And then the fourth chakra. The fourth chakra is the most beautiful Anahat chakra or the heart center. The beauty of this chakra is that it is the central chakra. So in the 7 chakra system, the fourth is the center. There are 3 lower chakras and then there are 3 upper chakras. The 3 lower chakras are responsible more for the lower self, or you can say the majority of like the animal instincts, the animal tendencies are because of the 3 lower chakras. The energy flowing through the lower chakras is responsible for our self, which resonates with more survival, pleasure and power, which are more of the survival and animal instincts. And then the higher chakras are more the spiritual centers. So heart chakra serves as the fulcrum between the spiritual self and the lower self. And there is no judgment here that spiritual self is higher and lower is not in terms of judging. It's as good as in good or bad. It's just for terminology. So the lower chakras are equally important as are the higher chakras. And the heart center is the most important because it is the center which unites our spiritual self with our lower self. So if you touch the middle of the chest and if you repeat after me, Anahata, Anahata, wonderful. Then the 5th chakra is the throat center, and this is again each chakra has its own relevance, its own importance. The throat chakra is responsible for creative self-expression, and I also like to use the word uninhibited creative self-expression because we are carrying lots of inhibitions, lots of social programming, lots of judgmental attitude towards our own selves as well as others, which is what inhibits our own self-expression. So that is why I tend to use the term uninhibited self-expression. It is the expression of the self, and that's why you see it is a very high. It is even higher than the heart chakra. So when you are allowing the energy of unconditional love to flow through your heart, only then you reach the state of creative uninhibited self-expression, an expression which doesn't harm anyone, which is resonating with the energy of unconditional love, which is non-judgmental. Again, if this chakra is blocked, then you have all these issues. You tend to not speak your true self. You tend to show up in the world to be liked, to be accepted, and not what you truly spiritually, physically, materially, and mentally are. So this is why this chakra is very, very important. And then comes another very, very high chakra, the Agya chakra. So if you touch the middle of your forehead, and if you repeat after me, Agya, Agya. Very nice. So this is the Agya chakra, the intuition center, and this is the center from where we receive our guidance. So it is our GPS system. It is our GPS system. So it is what is giving us guidance in our day-to-day life. All the decisions that we are making, our understanding of the world, all that is governed, filtered through the energy that is flowing through the Agya chakra. And very, very beautifully, it is represented by a two-petal lotus. And what two petals also resemble is the left brain and the right brain. And true intuition can show up in your life only when the left brain and the right brain are balanced, because otherwise, if either is overactive, then you always have that conflict. You are either making your decisions based on purely logic and rational mind, trying to weigh things out. What if I do this? What if I do that? How much would I gain from this? How much would I lose? Or you are weighing your decisions more from your emotional side, only thinking about emotions and not putting any substantial rational basis for it. And that conflict is almost we encounter every day. Raise your hand if you encounter conflict. So this shows that the Agya chakra is not balanced. And this is also the energy body is the entire system of yoga, if you see, is to balance this flow of energy, the left and the right, the yin and the yang, the Ida and the Pingala. The whole purpose of the yoga is to balance this masculine and feminine energy. Once that is balanced, you can see the resonance of that is so high. It brings in so much clarity in your life, and it just you just know what to do without thinking or without making any calculative judgment. That is the power of intuition. Then the highest chakra, the Sahasrara chakra, is at the top of our head. If you touch your Sahasrara chakra, wonderful. So if you repeat after me, Sahasrara, Sahasrara. Wonderful. Okay. So because that's fine. I think that's highest sound. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that was good timing, Sahasrara. So Sahasrara chakra is represented by a very beautiful 1000 petal lotus. How many petals?
1,000.
1000 petal lotus. And 1000 is again symbolic. 1000 is the representation of infinity. And if you see, it is, you can imagine, visualize the chakra as having 1000 petals all around your brain, your head. And this is our divine center, and this is what connects us to the infinite dimension, to the infinite existence, infinite divine energy. If this chakra is blocked, then I tend to use this term known as spiritual poverty. So if this chakra is blocked, then and you see this a lot of time in day-to-day life, to meet with someone, and people just tend to deny the spiritual aspect, the spiritual existence. They are mostly concerned with survival, sex and power. And that is where this spiritual poverty comes in, because if the Sahasrara chakra is blocked, then it's not judgmental, it's not the fault of anyone who is perceiving the reality as a purely physical material dimension. It is because the Sahasrara chakra is blocked. The energy is not flowing through the Sahasrara chakra, and that is why he thinks that only whatever he can perceive through his five senses, the material world is the only reality. Okay, so that's the 7 chakras are here. It's a very big topic, but I have given you a very small introduction, and I tend to focus on experiential reality rather than knowledge based reality. So you could read 10-15 books on chakras, but what is more powerful is if you can even experience the vibration in a single chakra. That is more powerful than reading 10 books and trying to theorize and memorize stuff about the chakras. So let's try to experience the chakras now. Would you like to do that?
Yes.
Wonderful. So if you just sit in a very relaxed posture, and the most important thing is the spine should be straight, otherwise the chakras will not like it. So your spine should be straight. And you can close your eyes and try to connect to your inner self. Bring your body completely relaxed. Wonderful. And we'll do a small mantra meditation. So I will chant a mantra and you can repeat after me, but most important is to feel the vibration of the chakra, of the mantra in the chakra. So try to resonate with the vibrations in the chakra as I chant the mantra. So if you close your eyes, connect with your breath, take a deep breath in. Wonderful. And exhale. Very nice. One more time, take a deep breath in. Very nice. Now bring your awareness to the base of your spine, tailbone area. Bring your awareness to the tailbone and visualize a red color ball of energy at that location. And now try to feel the vibration as I chant the mantra Lam. 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 Attention at the base of the spine. Lam. Very nice. So now you can bring your awareness 3 inches below the navel. This is the Swadhisthana chakra. And visualize an orange color ball of light and feel the vibrations as I chant the mantra Vam. Vam.